This week on Jag News Now.
Some of South's students are looking a bit pregnant.
It's heavy, like a cow.
An eye-opening experience about the pain of pregnancy.
And South Mountain students go through some dramatic changes to put on the fall's first play.
Plus, this South Mountain senior puts her racket to a good use.
And it's the hot ticket on campus. Now we have good news about homecoming ticket prices.
Coming to you from the Broadcast Center at South Mountain High School, it's Jag News Now.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Jaguar News. I'm Sol Hernandez.
And I'm Danielle Kiwis. Stugo decides not to raise homecoming ticket prices, and that's our top story. Last week, Jag News reported the prices to last year's homecoming were $5 less than this year. Stugo said they had to raise prices because of the cost of decorations. The DJ and the dance floor have all gone up. After our story aired, Stugo decided to keep the ticket prices the same. Homecoming tickets now cost $20. You have until 5 o'clock today to purchase them at the bookstore.
Most of us will be watching the Jaguar football team at homecoming tonight. But this week, Jag football players had their eyes on their favorite teachers. During a faculty staff meeting on Wednesday, football players distributed jerseys to the teachers who meant the most to them.
Yay for all the Jaguars in the nation! Go Bees!
A few teachers seemed shocked. Players are counting on those teachers to come to the game wearing their new Columbia blue and red South Mountain shirts.
Once again, South Mountain Stugo hosted a successful blood drive. It's just the first drive of the year, and there has already been 52 life-saving donors. Stugo was awarded with bronze medals by the United Blood Service for their blood drive accomplishments. Plans for the second blood drive are already underway, and Stugo is aiming for January 30th of next year.
You may have noticed that some kids around school look pregnant, but don't worry, they're not really pregnant. Jaguar News reporter Leilani Robinson has more on this unusual class assignment.
These bellies look deformed.
Students in early childhood education class are getting a look at what pregnancy feels like.
It's hard. It's heavy. I feel like a cow.
They're wearing something called an empathy belly.
They can feel the weight that a real pregnancy would have.
It was hard because that thing, it makes you like breathe hard, you get tired fast. Like I had to deep breath like this, just like to cope, and it was hard trying to stand up. It was just not good at all.
Empathy bellies have to stop around the back. They simulate a woman who's pregnant at 6 months and 9 months.
It's a gradual weight gain, and these bellies actually are instant weight gain.
Mostly girls take this class, but there are a few guys who want to know how to cope with a pregnant wife.
I took the class to get a general idea of how I could be better as a parent when I get older.
The students wear these bellies for 3 periods in a row. After they take them off, all the students we interviewed said they want to wait till they're married to have children. For Jag News, I'm Leilani Robinson.
Our very own drama department performed the bow stratagem during this week on Wednesday and Thursday. I went out and found out what the actors did to prepare for their performance. You usually see him in a shirt and tie in Jaguar News, but in this play, my co-anchor looks a lot different.
Like playing a girl was like really challenging because I had to wear a dress, had to wear flats, and it's just uncomfortable, but it's fun.
The bow stratagem is a romantic robbery gone wrong. Students worked for weeks practicing their lines and perfecting their fantastic accents.
The accent, I'm a poor girl, so I have the Cockney accent, and it's really fun to mess with. I don't know, it's beautiful.
Many of the performers agreed that the most difficult part of performing would be the time and their memory.
The hardest thing will probably be rehearsals when there's no one there, and the lines, memorizing lines, and your cues when you come on stage.
Being able to be someone else for 2 hours on stage is one of the perks of being part of a performance.
It was challenging and it was fun at the same time because I played 2 different characters, and one was a regular guy with a normal Cockney accent and the other one was with the French accent. So it was hard challenging into each one, but at the end I had a lot of fun.
The performers all have the dedication to do their best throughout everything, and it only helps to make the performance better.
I think it's my passion, and I love and I do enjoy doing it.
Last week was Suicide Prevention Week, and the Gay Straight Alliance Club put on a show for students in the quads for suicide prevention. The song of choice was Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye. The purpose of the flash mob was to let everyone know that there is someone there for anyone feeling suicidal and to let people know who they are and show the kind of things they do.
Zumba is back on campus and you're invited to join. Zumba is a fitness routine based on a variety of Latin dances. It is completely free to anyone who wants to get fit. The first Zumba session was held yesterday, but you can join us next Thursday from 3:35 to 4:35 at the old gym. Zumba instructor Ms. Mesa encourages everyone to come.
Well, I hope you come to my Zumba class. Everybody's welcome, to your parents, your grandparents. Everybody's stuff is welcome. Thank you.
The cross-country team had a great meet this Tuesday.
On the other hand, the boys of the football team suffered a loss on Friday night.
Jaguar News sports anchor Eric Aldava has more on sports.
Thanks, guys. And tonight is a big night as the varsity football team hosts a homecoming football game against Cactus Shadows High School. South is still searching for its first win, while Cactus Shadows comes in with a record of 3-1. Last week, it was another rough one for South, as their opponent was Williamsfield High School. The Falcons controlled the game from start to finish, and the Jags were never able to put points on the board, with the final score ending 56-0. They are hoping to improve against Cactus Shadows tonight. The varsity volleyball team had a game against NFL Yet and Queen Creek this week. The JV and freshman team also played, but because of NFL's lack of players, they played a scrimmage against themselves. Varsity won their match against NFL Yet, but Queen Creek was able to hand them their first loss of the season. They ran the 3-mile course against North, Carl Hayden, and Betty Fairfax. Unfortunately, South was short by one runner to run as a full team. It was an individual run for each girl, but Hyle Sakurs won the varsity girls meet. The boys, on the other hand, had their top 3 runners skip this week's meet in order to prepare and recover for next week. South Mountain won the 3-mile meet overall, though it was also held at Betty Fairfax. Varsity also faced against North, Carl Hayden, and Betty Fairfax.
Today was kind of a tough race. I feel like I'm improving little by little, but there's still more to improve, and I'll get better and better by time passes.
To play this next sport, you need a racket and a birdie. Today we meet a South Mountain student who knows how to use both of these things. In fact, she manages to juggle all her senior responsibilities as well as staying on top of the girls' badminton team. Veronica Dominguez does it all. She's the #1 badminton player at South Mountain, holds a 3.6 grade point average, and has a job on the weekends.
How do you say wait?
I drink a lot of coffee.
Lots of us may have played badminton in our backyards. And though the sport may look easy, Veronica says there's a lot more skill required to play competitively.
A lot of people think it's easy, but it's really not. Like, you work out a lot, you sweat a lot, and you're basically like running back and forth all the time throughout the whole game, so it's a lot of fun.
No, she's just that kid that you need. She's that kid who just sometimes stays quiet in the background, but she leads by example. She's not a fiery vocal person, but she goes out there and, like I said, she gives it her absolute best every time she's on the court.
Veronica has already been accepted to ASU, but we are not sure if she plans to take her racket to college with her or not. And that's it for sports. Back to you guys.
This week we have a segment on the funniest videos of YouTube. Jaguar News reporter Amanda Salome brings us the top 2 funniest videos of the week.
There are many penny crazy pranks out there, but nothing's more crazy than what you're about to see. Our first video explains it all.
Okay, so there's a truck getting towed, and it looks like it's coming at us, and my wife's asleep. So we're gonna see if we can scare her. Babe, wake up, there's a truck I'm sorry, it was funny. Bye, truck.
Our next video comes from a Japanese TV show where they go around and prank different people. In this video, they trick a guy into thinking there's a loose raptor inside the workplace. Take a look.
That does it for this week's edition of Jaguar News.
Next week, we'll bring you coverage from the black and white ball.
See you next week.
Look, it's on TV.
This gap right here.